Okay, here's an update on the garden. It is July the 16th of 2017. Our last video was something like June the 10th or 11th, something like that. So now things have developed quite a bit. We haven't really harvested a lot of tomatoes, but you can see there's lots of them on the vine. And our green beans, these are Kentucky Wonders. We had 2 torrential downpours last week, and these guys are just doing exactly what I would want. They're like growing a lot of leaf, collecting a lot of sunlight, and hopefully we'll be getting a lot of beans, but nothing to show for it yet. Okay, here's actually one problem plant. This guy's had a lot of yellowed leaves. I read that it could be because of maybe the drainage isn't good and it's too wet, or perhaps there's a lack of nitrogen. So I went ahead and did what I could, and that was to treat, to put some nitrogen. I put fish emulsion, and then I went with some organic fertilizer around the roots. I don't know if that plant is too far gone, but anyway, it's the exception, because you can see some cherry tomatoes are ready to go, and there's a green pepper, and the spinach has been kind of, not spinach, this is broccoli. It just hasn't done anything, so I don't know what to make of that. But I bet it's going to take off one of these days. And there's a squash that's not doing too well. And there's a pepper that's doing famously. And another thing we have is these beautiful, this phlox. This goes way back. And we have beautiful flowers, lots of lilies, and it kind of really is a nice border for the garden. And so alright, some more cherry tomatoes, great, I didn't know those were there. And we continue to get kale. This is an old plant that carried over from last year, and we have lots of other new kale, but as you can see, it's just not very bug-eaten. I've been treating with neem oil every couple of weeks, and I'm a little behind schedule right now, and I will probably hit it tomorrow. So let's see what else there is to show you. Potted plants, here's our herbs, easy to get to from the back. And there's another garden over here. And it's a bit shady because of this big tree, and but we have some yellow beans. These might not be climbers, these might be bush beans, but we've started to get some production there. Here's some spinach, some kale, and all kinds of green leafy things, different kinds of lettuce, mesclun, and just all kinds of stuff that's in here. And we've got wonderful salads from it. And over there are some leeks. And that bed in the back, I haven't really planted anything in it yet. I'm thinking that maybe I'll put some peas for the autumn and maybe some more greens. Okay, moving to the back garden. I have not been using the irrigation back here, but here are these are probably cantaloupe, and here's lots of tomatoes. I just strung this today. I had this inspiration, and I actually hooked it onto these little clips on the fence that I screwed into the fence, and hopefully these guys will take off and get big, and they'll be supported in their height and not, go over the ground. And so hopefully we'll be getting lots of tomatoes. There's some Romas and lots of cherry tomatoes. And here, on this final row, I have kind of a mixture of tomatoes and squash, probably zucchini, I'm not sure yet. So far, we don't get a lot of sun back here, so our production is not that great. But it kind of goes along, and we do get results, but they're not the greatest results. The garden doesn't usually see the sun until about noon, and because of these trees that are in the east that are over here, so that limits our sunlight. So now it's in the evening now, and the westering sun is probably giving us the bulk of the garden. We also have a garden up front. Maybe I'll do a short segment on that and clip them together, but I'm not going to walk out there. I try different things, like here's some cabbage that's doing well, and here's some kale, and there's this great Caesar lettuce that's been doing wonderfully for us. I've made mini salads from that this summer. And I have this tripod trellis. There's 2 tripods made with, canes, 3 canes per each tripod. And, that's more of the Kentucky Wonder green beans. So I hope we'll get some results. I saw some blossoms in the back, and hopefully we'll get a lot of green beans hanging down there, and they'll be really easy to harvest. All right, so there's the update of the garden. So here's the front of the house. We used to have strictly flowers up here, but now we have been adding tomatoes. It's late enough in the evening now that the westering sun is below trees behind me, and so it's no longer getting sun, but